So I know I had Jacob put up that video to tell you guys that I wouldn't be making a video for a while. But I kind of just had this realization that, this is all part of it. And I may be going through a really hard time right now, but that's part of it. It's part of being in this line of work. One of my family members is in the hospital. She's fine. And she's recovering actually really quickly. But another one of my family members has Alzheimer's. And I know my family wouldn't want me to just be giving away our personal information, but I'll try not to do that. Anyway, so he has Alzheimer's, and recently he's gone very downhill, and he can't take care of himself. So it's just we had something happen last Sunday where it became really obvious that he can't take care of himself, and I don't know why, but it made it all of a sudden that much harder for me. And I guess I just started realizing that he doesn't have very long left. It's not like he hasn't lived a full life, and he hasn't had more than his share of years, but it's still really hard. And this just seems to come, all these thoughts just seem to come at the worst time ever, because when you have to walk into a lab and you have to look at everything really objectively and scientifically, and when they pull the sheet off of that body that just came in, and it's somebody who looks exactly like your family member, it's probably the hardest thing ever. Especially if they're going through something where you know that they're not gonna have a long time left. And even if you've made peace with that, you haven't really, not 100%. You can make peace with the fact that, everybody's gonna die. And even that a specific person that they're gonna die, and you can even make maybe like a plan. Like, well, when they die, I want to do this, and I want to make sure that they're taken care of, so I'm going to talk to this person, and I'm going to be around my family, and, everybody kind of has that plan in their head mapped out. But it's different. It's different when you're studying to be a mortician because everybody has that plan, but when you have to see death every day and deal with it on some sort of physical level in, gross anatomy or in clinical lab, or even just psychologically, with classes like social aspects of death and dying. It's not like I can go to school and just be like, oh, I'll just throw myself into my studies and just really focus on that, because you're just focusing on death. And it really augments everything that you've been thinking about. So it's really hard right now, and I'm just trying to, as best I can, take care of my grandfather. I don't really have much control over what I can do, but I'm visiting him a lot when I can, and my grandmother, who's in the hospital, they're staying together in the hospital because, I mean, he can't take care of himself, and she has to focus on getting better and healing. I'm not even worried about her. That's kind of like the whole weird thing about all this is she just underwent like a really major surgery and is recovering from a really major thing, and I'm not even worried about her. I just can't stop thinking about my grandpa. But yeah, I thought it would be important to make this video so you guys really know what this is like. How hard it is that when you're thinking about someone you love dying and having to go through that process of how you're going to think about it and stuff like that, that studying this just adds the biggest roadblocks ever to making peace with it, you know, because it's gonna be hard for me now on when I go to a funeral to just think of like, oh, well, you know, they look so peaceful now and they're laying in the casket and, you know, their suffering's over. There's kind of that added few steps of thinking about their journey to the casket, because there's a lot more that goes on, and it is really hard to think about it. It's almost like, you know, I want to be present when they're embalming him, but I would never ever ever do that because I would be so mentally scarred. But like, you know, you just want to take care of them and make sure that like the people who are supposed to take care of them are doing their job, especially now that you know all the steps to it. You just want to make sure that they do their job completely and properly and make sure that like his body's treated with as much dignity as it possibly could be. So this is part of it. Not everybody's gonna have somebody die or have somebody close to death when they go through school. And it'll probably be easier for them, but you know, just a little added bonus on my end, I guess. So I probably won't make a video for a while because I need to take care of my grandparents and I need to make sure that they're doing alright. But don't worry guys, I'll be alright. Next week's my birthday actually, April 19th. I'll be 25. Just saying. Everything's gonna get better. It's just gonna be really hard some days. And I'm alright with that. It just sucks. But it's gonna get better. I'm looking forward to a vacation soon. And like I said, my birthday is next week, so I get to do whatever I want on that day. Alright. I actually feel a lot better after getting this video out. So don't worry. I know some of you guys are probably worried sick.